Greetings. How are you, goddesses? I'm back. I don't even know if anyone's coming. I'm not here at the normal time. But if you're ready, let's look at the oracles today. Let's look at the astrology. Woohoo. Some people here. Yes. Grand Rising. Unapologetically blessed. Okay. How are you? Good that you're here. I'm going to take this music down. Oh, let's see here. Oh, other people are here. Okay. Do y'all see? You can see your comments on the screen. That's a new feature that we have here in StreamYard. I love it. Okay, let's see here. I don't know if she's still here, but Grand Rising, how are you, High Priestess Shannon? How are you? Thank you. Yes, my older son, he's a husband now. I have a daughter-in-law. I'm so excited. Thank you. Grand Rising, Grand Horizon, how are you? Wealth Rising, here I am. Here I am, Keita May. Good to see you. Hello, lovely Styles. So happy to see you. Good morning. Yes, we knew you were talking about the goddesses. Ah, I thought that was you. Hey, Zay. Zay is hilarious. My homegirl, how are you, Nivi? Good to see you. Yes, my Mississippi sister. Ekaro, thank you. Thank you so much, Ayoka. Thank you, Nevi. I appreciate you. Thank you, Vivi. How are you, Latanya? How are you? So good to see y'all. Okay. I didn't know if anyone would be here today because I was supposed to come on at my regular time. And right at that moment, I got a phone call. And I was like, I got to take this call because I was the person who had called that person. So what I want to do today is talk a little bit about astrology. And I want to do an oracle reading. I have to admit, I'm still a little bit off center. Woo, May 2025 is one for the books for my family. My my younger son graduated from college at the top of the month. My older son just got married this past Sunday. Yeah, it's been a month that's very heightened. And I think I don't know if I actually put this video out actually, but I did make a recording where I talked about how activated my astrology is right now. And I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. I was a little bit nervous, and I still have to, continue to live through it, but I can see what's coming up. And that's something that I want y'all to know, is that a lot of times when we get a reading, we have to begin to look at what's actually showing up, because we can take educated guesses. We can give you ballpark, figures around like what it could mean, but it's not actually until the actual transit gets triggered that you'll know. And so, yeah, it has been a beautiful month, and it's been a month of a lot of tears for me, a lot of tears. My whole identity is shifting and changing, and yeah, it's been a big month. So I feel a little bit off center, so I just said I'm going to do what I normally do when I don't feel on, when I kind of feel a little bit off. I just do what I'm good at, which is readings. So I want to do that today. I hope that you all have, I don't know, for some people it's still the morning beverage. I'm drinking out of my gutsy mug, which I need to remember I need to be gutsy right now. I'm drinking coffee, a cup of Shango. So enjoying my coffee, and I love putting my what do you call that? It's leaving my mind. But anywho, drinking my coffee this morning, and collagen. That's the word I was looking for. Drinking my collagen. Let's see, is there anything else I want to share before? Let's see here. I think I have some more comments. How are you all doing? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, Nivi. Bliss is also Mississippi native. Um, Hello, spiritual goddess Christina. How are you? Grand Rising. And then my big sis, Hyacinth. How are you? Hyacinth K. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hello, Diamond. How are you? Cafecito. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. I want to just share that young people have their big changes, but it does change things for parents, and we parents don't really talk about it apparently. But it's every time y'all have a shift, the parents have a little bit of a shift. At least me, I feel like I am with my sons. I'm like, whoa, I did not know. Like, wow, it's just a lot going on up here. ah, oh, okay, he goes to the sleep clinic today. May he get relief in you too, because I know what that means. Hey, sister, sister, sister. Okay, so let's look at the astrology. Oh, hold on one second. Let me get me up here. Where's my little thing? Is this? Yeah. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Maybe I'll start going live now. Like, wow, a lot of people showed up. Maybe I'm going to start going live a little bit later. That 8:15 live was from something that started during the pandemic, and surely that's over. So maybe I'll start going live later. I like this. So, y'all, I really do need to backtrack. I don't think I've gone live in about 2 to 3 weeks. When I tell y'all, if I'm not showing up, something is up. So I've been in that rebirthing moment. Also working with my ladies who are going through the Eleke initiation. So I haven't been live a lot. So I did do the monthly astrology. So I did cover some of the big ones, but we definitely have the sun in Gemini. And so happy Gemini season out there to all the Geminis. I hope that y'all are having a good start to your season. And yeah, Gemini is it's a little bit more of a light energy. We like to have fun. It's communicative. It's social. It's a time of learning and using skills. It's about connectivity. So for some people, that's communication and like emails and talking to a lot of people. For other people, that might be you're moving to and fro. You're making a lot of trips. Maybe it's short trips here, there. Maybe you're just kind of out and about in the community. And it's about the mind. It's very much of mental energy. So I encourage you to use this season to really connect with that. Or to do something with your mind. Now that I'm, very much immersed in the Orisha tradition out of Nigeria, I relate this energy of Gemini to Eshu, Alegua. And so maybe read some things about Eshu, or, some of the stories, some of the wisdom, listen to the music of Eshu, those kinds of things. Oh, my mind cannot click to another. Well, in the Egyptian tradition system, this would be Sebek, Seb, as in boy, Ek. Um, and I just think it's really important for us to take the energy of astrology and infuse it or mesh it up with the wisdom from other traditions, because it just helps to make it more rich. So those are two that I know. If you have a tradition that is connected to this energy of Gemini. Yeah, because I can't think of it all. So yeah, that is one thing. So yeah, focusing on Gemini. And then we had let's see here. Mercury. Mercury is visible now. So its energy is a little bit stronger. Maybe some of the Geminis and the Virgos are feeling stronger. And maybe the communication is open, it's more clear. So if there are conversations that you need to have, Mercury visible, that would be a good time for that. um Mercury also has to do with speaking and speech, and even writing, all forms of communication, and it governs the throat chakra. So maybe there's some things that you really need to be speaking into the world. The conversation that I had earlier, the person was saying to me, "You sound kind of negative this morning. You're just really down on yourself." So it's like you want to speak power. You want to watch the words that you're saying and really speak into your life, speak into the life of other people that which you want. Um, it just makes everything mercurial stronger. So that's Gemini, but then there's also Virgo, which Virgo is actually a really important sign right now because we have the South Node in Virgo. And so, Virgo has to do with your lifestyle and exercising and health and well-being and how are you eating. It also has to do with your work, just like maybe there's some things that you need to get done for your job, your career, and that's Virgo. Virgo is like, we're going to get things organized. We're going to we have a to-do list. We're going to mark things off of our to-do list. But, we do have the South Node there. So it might be sort of like taking stock of all the things that you need to do to make your life more systematic, more healthy, more efficient by looking at the things that are not working for you, but you'll be willing to do it. That is another way of looking at this Virgo, excuse me, Mercury visible. My brain is not fully on, y'all. Major change for us today. Oh, yay. Congratulations. I never know, is that name Jay or is it Jai? You never know in English is which letter is give me the phonetic spelling. Is it with the long A or is it with the I sound? But congratulations. You're gonna have a high schooler next year. This is crazy. Oh, thank you. Yes, 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 yes. I appreciate you. Yes, it helps, and I need all the help I can get since I haven't been on for 2 weeks. If y'all would, especially if you're getting something out of this, give a sister a like. Thank you. Um, okay. My son's surgery has caused a major shift for both of us in all ways. Definitely been teaching me a lot about myself, this big transition for him. Yes, when things happen with our children, it creates a shift in us. And I was just listening to a Babalao talk about how the energy of the mother is so important, all the entire life of that child. And because we're going to definitely be one of the chief ancestors for our children. Of course, they're birthed through our wombs. So we're going to feel their transitions. Some of us, maybe not all. Yes, Gemini moon, loving this energy. Wow. Bonjour, how are you, Dark Diza? So good to see you. Okay, I was right, Jay. Congratulations to Jay. Oh my gosh, our baby goddess who's so busy in life. I love it. Whew. So it was so weird because let's see here. This was Friday. Friday, I drove to Virginia. I was near you, Keto May. Um, I drove to Virginia and didn't I was not had no astrology on my mind whatsoever. It was so busy. I think it wasn't until Sunday that I was like, wait a minute. Saturn has moved into Aries. Can y'all believe that? We are at this moment. Wow. Saturn moved into Aries on Saturday. And so, yeah, that's a major shift because Saturn spends about 2.5 years in one sign. And when it moves into a new sign, we feel it in a major way. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know a whole lot of what's happened in the news or anything like that. But um, for us specifically, Aries is this gung ho energy. It's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm going to act before I actually think about it. And Saturn is the ultimate in brakes. Put the brakes on. Pump the brakes. So I can imagine there was something well, okay, let me just say this. We also I'm gonna pull this up so y'all can see this. We also have Neptune. We also have Neptune in y'all know I can't stand these ads. So we have Neptune right here at 1 degree of Aries. All right. So this is the first time Saturn and Neptune have been together in, a good long while. I don't know how many years it is. I have to remember how many years it takes for them to conjunct, but it's been a good long while. A good long while. And so they're right there together. And so it's like this superpower. It's like this super planet when two planets come together like that. But it's even more of like a super planet because these are very slow moving planets. And so though Saturn might put like pump the brakes on you in Aries, Neptune is like the ocean and this free flowing energy. And, it's kind of like, um, it kinda put the fire out, but it still had this energy of fluidity. Maybe, Aries wants to go, go, go. It's like, "Come on, y'all. Why y'all sitting around? Let's get it done." Like, why instead of talking about it, let's be about it, That's Aries. And then Neptune is there, and Aries might be like, "Well, yeah, we're gonna get this done, but we're gonna like flow into it. We're gonna be more of like water." And then Saturn has come in there, and though it might be saying pump the brakes, it's also like this reality check. It may be we were taking action on something that seemed like the right thing to do, but now Saturn is there, and it's like, well, I'm gonna give you a reality check about what you're doing. So maybe you've received some major reality check. Some people might be feeling a little bit, it's the muscles. So some people might be feeling a little muscle tension because Saturn is real tight and cold. And, it makes the muscles kind of get short and tight. So, maybe we're feeling that. But it definitely kind of put a stop to something. It kind of slowed you down. And, it could be something about the body. Maybe people are like, uh, you know, "Man, I have been paying attention to my body. I need to get it together. I need to do something about this because Aries is the sign of the body. Um, it definitely is gonna create some type of change on the world level. I don't hate thinking about the new world order because I just hear people use these words that it's like I don't align with these people's values. It just I don't know. But at the end of the day, I do believe having new world orders is a thing. And it's definitely helping to bring about an additional change, going in a whole new direction. Some of it might be a little bit traditional, something that's a little bit tried and true. And some of it might just be, it's like a whole new structure is coming in. And I mean, I don't know if y'all are paying attention to what's happening on the global level, but it's very obvious that we can see that without seeing the astrology. So, oh my gosh, yes. Okay. Yes. When did that plantation burn down? And there's actually been more than one is what I heard because there was one in DC also. But all that too, I think that was Saturn actually on that 29th degree. I remember the plantation. I can't remember the date, but anywho, yeah. So excited for this upcoming 12-year shift for us Cancerians. June is our return after 12 years. Yes, because Jupiter is going to be there. Jupiter will be in Cancer. It is great in Cancer. I am praying for favor and blessings and grace because Jupiter is not good in Gemini and it is apparent to me. I'm like, I love Gemini, but Jupiter has no business being there. It'll be there every 12 years. So, but yeah, so the Jupiter will be moving there June 9th, I think it is. So hallelujah. And Tara talking about putting the fire out, not on that plantation. Well, you want me to tell you though? Jupiter will make things dissolve. Maybe not by fire, but think about it. That thing is gone. It is disintegrated. So maybe Jupiter did have something. Neptune had something to do with it. Bye-bye. Go away. Get out of here. Love it. 5:15. Okay. Yeah. There was something else that happened close to Saturday, I think, too. But that was Saturn on that 29th degree. And I can tell you what, when Saturn goes back there, it's going to be in September that Saturn goes back into Pisces on that 29th degree. Get ready, because I told you at the beginning, when you want to know what's going to happen, pay attention. But I want to know what happened on the 24th, the 25th, the 26th. I'm just kind of out of it. I don't know a whole lot. Woohoo! Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I feel like it was a historical day. 5/15/2025. Couldn't agree more. Yes. The one in DC. There was one in DC that happened also. So, I don't know if there was any. I don't know. I just can't think about it. But anywho, yeah, a lot going on with Saturn moving into Aries. We just need to really and truly begin to kind of pay attention. Saturn is a beautiful planet. It wants you to be successful, but it is extremely karmic. It can be a little bit oppressive. Y'all, I say this with a lot of love, but just like I said with Jupiter, it does not belong in Aries. It's not good in Aries. So it'll be frustrated. It'll be very frustrated energy in that sign. And that's because people want things to move fast. Now, for the things that we don't want to be moving fast, we'll love Saturn being there. For the things where we want speed, we won't like Saturn being there, because Saturn says, have a plan, slow, methodical, tried and true. There's no shortcuts. Aries will take a shortcut in a minute. It is extremely competitive. But Saturn comes through and is like, I don't care how competitive you are, just as long as you're following this plan and you cannot skip any steps. Okay. So it all depends on what you're working on. But it is good with bringing that which is like in your imagination, say for instance, bringing that in the unmanifest reality, bringing it into the physical. It can make things crystallize. It's good at crystallizing things. So yeah, that's what I have for. And so, Aries is this spring energy, this new beginnings. Is Let me give it to you like this. Saturn has not been in Pisces for 30 years. I mean, I really want y'all to sit with that. It's been 30 years. It takes about 30 years for Saturn to get around this astrological wheel. So we're kicking off a new 30-year cycle. And we're doing it in a huge way because Neptune is there. And so, let's see here. Yeah, even Neptune is at the beginning of a cycle. Because Neptune rules Pisces. So it's definitely, I want y'all to think about 30 years out. Some of us might be here, some of us may not be here. I don't know. But 30 years out, we are kicking off a cycle that will last for 30, we could say 28 to 30 years. That is how far out we are looking with Saturn. So just be with that. This is a new beginning, a new beginning. All right. And we had that Gemini new moon. Mercury's in Gemini. Let me just say that. All praises, all praises, all praises. Mercury is in his home sign. Thank you, Mercury. for being in your home sign. And then shortly after Mercury went into Gemini, we had the new moon. So it's just like a lot of energy of new beginnings happening right now. And to me, that's why this new moon has been so important and pivotal. It was actually a pretty good new moon. So I hope you set some new moon intentions and revisited your New Year's intentions. But look, let's at least think out, give yourself at least a 5-year plan. Give yourself at least kind of plan out a little bit, even if it's just dreaming. That Neptune energy is dreaming. One of my theories with this Neptune is if we don't dream and see into the future, the universe doesn't have anything to work with. It's going to work with whatever other people are dreaming. And it's a lot of people that are dreaming that you do not have abundance. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just noticing if you pay attention to people who want to oppress other people, this is not happening overnight. This has been happening over decades. And that's because they had a dream and they could see out into the future. This is where I want to be. And more of us need to be doing that for our own selves, for our family, even for the world. I mean, we're women and we can do some powerful stuff. So maybe you do just give yourself, even me at 55, I'm like, "Well, I could be here in 30 years." Even me. I need to be seeing out to when I'm 85. And what do I want this world to look like? What is it that I am speaking into existence in this world? And I want you to do the same thing for you and your family. You don't have to know, is it going to be true, but can you dream? We think about our ancestors. Let's talk about karma. This Saturnian energy is, and even the Neptune, it can be ancestral. It really can. Because Saturn is the elder. Neptune is the unseen world where the ancestors are. Don't you know that the ancestors dreamed of you? And we are the future ancestors, and it is incumbent upon us to be looking out and dreaming for others. Okay. Um, yes, okay. Let's see here. Yeah, 30. Hi, TJ. How are you? 30 years. Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, this new moon, be thinking out for sure, 30 days, 6 months, and a year. But I want you to try to push yourself a little bit. Let's even just 2.5 years. Let's just think about 2.5 years. Where do you want to be in 2.5 years? And I just say that because Saturn will be in Aries for about that long. Can you envision in 2.5 years, where are you going to be? All right. Okay, let's see here. Today is the 28th. So Mercury trine Pluto. So we've had some nice, um, yeah, we've had some nice, try to see, is that correct? Hmm. Interesting. Oh man. Okay. Some nice transits. Mercury sextile Saturn, Mercury sextile Neptune, Mercury trine Pluto. So a very mercurial week. Um, it's sort of like Mercury there's a little bit of I'm gonna get some stuff done. Maybe that was like on Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But then there's also like this Mercury where I'm kind of like relaxing and daydreaming. That was more of like 25, 26, 27 May. And then the 27th of May, Mercury trine Pluto. This is more of like being empowered. Pluto is about change and transformation. So maybe it's kind of like, oh, I gotta, you know, bring about a new way of thinking or something like that. Um, yeah. And then we don't have too much going on. We'll see Sun conjunct Mercury on the 30th. That kind of has me questioning this Mercury visible. Maybe they meant invisible. That might be Mercury invisible because when Mercury gets close to the sun, it becomes invisible. which just negated everything I just said about Mercury, all the things that we can manifest with Mercury. But in a way, it doesn't negate it just because we're in Gemini season right now. So the sun is going to conjunct Mercury. And this one actually does create, I can't remember. I need to go back and look. It's a way that Mercury will conjunct the sun. Sometimes Mercury catches up with the sun, and sometimes the sun catches up with Mercury because Mercury is retrograde. So this is the one where it feels like a real new beginning again. So all this energy of new starts, new beginnings, this is happening in the sign of Gemini. So all the things that I talked about earlier will come to the forefront, but it just continues to add to like a fresh new start of some sort. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I will say Jupiter goes invisible next week. I'm not happy about that. How long is Jupiter going to be invisible? Well, it says here Mercury invisible. That can't be right. It's just not. It cannot be right that Mercury is visible when it's that close to the sun. So this is just a typo. It has to be. So Jupiter becomes visible in July. Oh, oh. We'll talk about that next week. So I'm going to take this down. So let's do a reading. Y'all want to do a reading? Oh my gosh. Oh, I will tell y'all this. I did do a reading with my Meridian Lagoon Oracle, which is out of Ifa. There's something about this Odu O'Shea, and I'm going to just say it has to be about me. It has to be. I just keep getting this Odu, and it is called Odu O'Shea. Tell me what y'all think about the astrology. How y'all feeling about the astrology this week? How are you feeling about the astrology? Okay. So I said today I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna see, can I figure out why this Odu keeps speaking? So this Odu is related to the energy of Oshun. Where is Venus right now? Venus is in Aries conjunct. Oh wow. I'm gonna pull this back up. I want to show y'all something interesting. Venus is in Aries, conjuncting, is very close to Chiron. First of all, Venus is not her best in Aries. It's just not an energy that matches her energy. She's the energy of two. Aries is the energy of one. Aries is raw and it's like untamed energy. And that's not to say that Aries people are raw and untamed, but the actual energy of Aries is raw and untamed. And then Venus is elegance and grace because she rules Libra. That's why she's not super good in Aries. So she's elegance, she's grace. She's going to be thinking about the other person. Aries, no, Aries is thinking about the self because that's what Aries is designed to do. So here she is putting on the clothes of Aries, and that doesn't feel comfortable to her, but you know, she has to go through all the signs. So, Venus and Aries, it can make women a little bit more aggressive and it can make women like advocate for themselves more, fight because Aries is an activist sign. So it could bring about more activism. It also could bring about more raw sexual energy, that kind of thing. Because both of these energies are sensual, sexual types of energies, Venus and Aries. Um, it's the wild woman energy. If we really want to talk about like a feminine archetype, this would be um the energy of Venus and Aries, wild women. So maybe some of the more wild women need to really step out. In my membership, I've been posting about what it means to be bold. So it brings about an energy of boldness. And, Aries is all about being courageous and brave, that kind of thing. So maybe it's in relationship. Maybe it has something to do with relationships. Maybe it has something to do with money. It can make you want to do something about your appearance. But the thing that you most will focus on with Venus in Aries is going to be your exercising. All right. But Venus again, for people who have Venus in Aries, which is me, sometimes it could be that woman is really dealing with having to fight for herself. It's like people are trying to hurt her and she has to learn how to fight and stand up for herself. So this is not the most comfortable position for Venus. And now she's creeping up on Chiron. She's getting very close to Chiron. And so this Odu O'Shea says, O'Shea celebrates the victory of beauty over negativity. All right. So I think it's important for us to understand that this Chiron is the energy of wounding. And so maybe there's a wounding around a relationship. Maybe there's a wounding around how you feel about yourself. Venus is self-worth and self-value. So maybe there's something like that there. And that's coming up because it's all about taking that wound and turning it into wisdom and using it as a gift instead of something that is more of like a shackle on you or something like that. Okay. So that is something that we'll all be feeling this week. Let's see here. When is she going to get there? What day is this? The 29th, 30th. So we'll really be feeling it on the 30th, 31st, and June 1st. Venus will be conjunct Chiron. So yeah, I just want y'all to know that your things may not be coming to haunt you necessarily. It's just about you doing some healing work. All right. Let me take this down. Okay. On point. On point. Yes. If you're a Libra rising right now, it could feel like a little bit of a frustrating time because she was actually kind of slow. She's been in Aries for a lot longer than she typically is because she had that retrograde. So she's been there for a minute. Okay. I'm glad this is explaining a lot for everybody. Okay, so here's something I don't typically say. So let's dive a little bit deeper into O'Shea. It says, it is considered one of the keys to abundance. One aspect of the movement towards abundance is the removal of sorcery and oppression. O'Shea is the positive use of the power of the word to overcome and overwhelm these negative influences. According to Ifa, the way to overcome oppression is to do the right thing at the right time in the right way. Ultimately, this will result in the recycling of negativity and positive results. The instruction in this Odu says that which is desired will become manifest. Desiring spiritual growth will lead to good fortune. So what is spiritual growth for you? I would love to know that. What is spiritual growth for you? How can you bring about more spiritual growth in your life? Or what are you doing to bring about spiritual growth? Where's my other book? I had another book. Oh, I dropped it. I want to give y'all the opposite because these Odu, there's like the positive manifestation of it. And then there's the negative manifestation of it. O'Shea. It says O'Shea marks disruptive changes that leave one feeling anxious and vulnerable. You may be in a precarious situation wherein decay fails to produce superior forms, and a restless condition is aggravated by this Odu's unstable nature. So, what I'll say is this: if there's something that you're supposed to release and let go of, you remember I talked about it's about taking a wound and turning it into a wisdom. Let me say that. And if you cannot get that wound to a place where it now is wisdom, it's not something that keeps you down, then that can create greater issues. All right. One may be resisting the process of necessary decay in order to be fully reborn. This struggle will only cause problems and create obstacles on one's path to goodness. O'Shea may also indicate unrealistic demands that are creating problems for the individual. Wow. Wow. Is there something you need to let go of? Spiritual growth is breaking free from chains we inherited and building a foundation based on our own values and seeing what no longer serves our higher good. I love that. Wow. That's powerful. For me, spiritual growth means leaning more into my music making because that's my ancestral gift. I love that. Those are two excellent responses. Like, yes, that is amazing. I think I was telling the ladies last night in the Eleka initiation that a lot of times people want to know more. They want to get more spiritual depth. But if you're not every day doing your spiritual work and your spiritual practices, it's difficult to go deeper. As a matter of fact, it's like the wisdom knows who's doing the work and who's not doing the work. And you can only get so far if you're, not doing work to grow and evolve. You can only get so far. A good example is me in Spanish. I'll use this as an example. My older son, I should say, started taking Spanish when he was probably about 11. And I would go to the classes and I've had the books before Duolingo was what it is today. It's a crazy app now. I was using Duolingo and it was like I would study. I'd get a little bit down the path and then I'd stop. And then I'd pick it back up, start studying again, get myself all caught back up, learning a few new things, and then I'd stop. And to this day, I am not even close to being fluent in Spanish. And that is because I won't go deeper. I won't keep studying. I won't put myself out there and have conversations with people. And spirituality is not different from learning a new language. If you don't study that new language and you don't use that new language, then you're always just going to be relegated to just a small little bit that spirituality is the same way. So all of the spiritual breakthroughs, like I love that we have something that we can lean on when we're in a pinch, and it's like I know spiritually I can just kind of do this and it'll help me. But at some point we are going to have to um we want to make sure that we're not just kind of like staying in the same place, say for instance, or just using spirituality when we're in a pinch. Because one day, the little tricks that we have, the small little things that we've done here and there, instead of having that consistent practice that actually creates growth and evolution, one day it will not work. This is why I'm so big on the spiritual practice more than anything. We can know a lot, but it's all about wake up, do your rituals, do your spiritual studies, get out into the world and apply them. It's like when we talk about yoga, you got to take that yoga from that mat out into the world. Yoga is not just right there on that mat. We live it every day. And that's what you want to do with the spiritual things that you are learning. Every year, you want to see you have grown. You're doing new things. You are not staying in the same place, right? So that's what this Odu is speaking to. Where is abundance going to come from? Well, it's going to come from you growing and evolving from the inside out. And that is Oshun. For me, spiritual growth is seeing the spirit in the good and bad things. I love that. I love that. That's that discernment. You're able to really, it's like you can see. You can see how it's all working for the greater good. And a lot of people, it's very difficult to see it. I'm not going to even say I've perfected it. But when I do that, it's like, okay. Okay, I feel good. I know everything is okay. The bad is even good, right? Love that, Latanya. Studying it and using it, key components to growth. Ashe. Oh, that's right. Studying it and using it. Okay. I feel like I learned a little bit more with that Odu. I feel like I learned a little bit more with that Odu. Because that Odu will not leave me be. And I could say all I want. Oh, I keep pulling this Odu for y'all. But who's pulling it? Or who's casting the shells and getting it? This girl. So I'm taking that personally. I'm like, okay, it's something about me. So I'm going to use my Mythical Goddess Tarot deck. And so that Odu is good for 1 week. I asked the Odu to give us some wisdom for the next week. Interesting. Interesting. I have not perfected it either, but I'm learning. Yes. Oh. I need one more card. Okay, everybody. The astrology this week is it's kind of simple is what I'm going to say, because we have a few days where there's no exact aspects. Let's see, is there anything interacting with the nodes? I don't think anything is interacting with the nodes right now. I will say Saturn, well, no, maybe Neptune is interacting with Pluto a little bit. That's kind of big. It's a lot going on in the background, but for the small, short, quick transits, we don't have a lot going on. So this is the time where we can be assessing all that we've taken from this Odu. And this reading is very simple. I like this reading. So the first one that I pulled is a water card. It is the 5 of Seas, SEAS, 5 of Seas. And it's all about cleansing. It's cleansing. It says, I'm trying to hold it where. Oh, let me do it this way. No, I expect they do it this way. All right. Frogs are cleansing again. Frogs are the goddess symbol of fertility, bringing regeneration and healing. Who needs some regeneration this week? Who needs some healing? And that actually matches that Venus with that Chiron. In order to heal, sorrow, grief, and guilt must be released through the cleansing waters of love and purification. I'm going to read that again because that is so Venus conjunct that Chiron. In order to heal, sorrow, grief, and guilt must be released through the cleansing waters of love and purification. So who needs to release sorrow, grief, and guilt? Who needs to release that this week? In doing that, you can heal. And it's all about bringing in, what is Venus? Love, Oshun, love, and purification. Also purification, because this has to do with Scorpio. Frogs call forth the powerful rains that wash us free of emotional pain. letting tears come to release the flow of sorrow. So maybe some of us need to cry this week. Release it through the tears. These emotional storms bring the lightning bolts, which shatter the human illusions held so dear, so that what is true may emerge in its own time. So for some of us, it's all about getting more in alignment with what is actually true, which is that Saturn, that reality check planet. Okay. So maybe the crying will come once you see the truth, or maybe you'll start crying and then you'll see the truth. Okay. The frog mandala reminds you to stay at your center during times of emotional shift and release through loss and disappointment. Through this cleansing of your heart, you will be whole once more. Ooh. And it's so interesting because the third card I pulled is centering. So it's important this week for us to be centered. So, what does that mean for you to be centered? But definitely, there's this emotional release that is on the horizon for some of us. And in that, you can be okay with it happening because it's a release that needs to happen. It's going to bring healing. And I guess it's going to bring some type of clarity. And with clarity, guess what? We know what we need to do. We're not living under an illusion anymore. Oh, I pulled Oshun this morning for my dark goddess deck. I love that. I do. I'm headed to the lake right now. Okay. Yes, water therapy, mystic, water therapy. Hello, Queen. How are you? Yeah. Yeah. I feel it. I'm telling y'all. When I tell y'all, wow, it's been a big shift, a big moment of awakening for me that the mama that I have been, I had my first son in 2000, the mom I've been since 2000. Bye. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. And I told myself on was it yesterday that you know what? I just get to rewrite myself again. I've got to rewrite as in WRITE. And there's some things that I sort of had to put down once I had my kids, and I'm going to pick them back up. I'm getting way more back into fitness because it's something that I love. It's something I need to do. And yeah, just I get to go live. I didn't have all of this before. I was so new and didn't know what I was doing. So, I get to do more spiritual work, and it's like I'm more aligned or know what I'm doing more now. I have a more understanding of my path. So yeah, man, it's been hard. It's a great month and a reality check. Who can relate? Who can relate? Taking time to love myself since this is my 1 year anniversary of my return on the 31st. Wowzers. That it's been 1 year. Loving the me is my flow since that day. Loving you, yes. Mm-mm-mm. You've been doing a good job. I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're here. Yes. So last year, Shannon, I know it was a cardiac event, and I think she flatlined 3 times. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say it was 3. It was at least once, but I think it was 3 times. And she came back. You can't tell me Shannon's not a bad mama jam. Oh my goddess. Wow. Yeah. I know you're probably reliving it. I know you're reliving it. So be with it. Be with it, sister. Well, maybe part of the reason some of us may be struggling this week is maybe we feel like we are a failure. Maybe we feel like we're a failure. But let's see what the oracle has to say about this. A majestic tree has withered and died, a thing of beauty never able to thrive and bear fruit. In a climate of smog and concrete, the life cycle failed before it could become fully into form. There are times in life when relationships, cycles, and cherished endeavors are aborted, never to come into being, regardless of how much labor and love have nurtured it. Release your attachment to what could have been. Okay? It is essential now to face your failures, let them go, and move on. Open your eyes to new opportunities before you. You know what? That Saturn in Aries, because this is Saturn in Taurus, that Saturn in Aries, this could absolutely match that energy. It's just that reality check. And it's like, let go of the old, step into the new. So, you know, I'm going to tell y'all what I heard someone say. She doesn't mind failing. Failing is a part of life. It's a part of what happens when we live. It's actually also a part of success. Because if you never fail, that means that you were never in the game. And so, even if some of you out there are dealing with feeling like a failure, this thing is never going to work, baby, you were in the game. And I'm certain you learned a lot of things. We can't take away, well, I'm just a failure. That cannot be the final takeaway. What did O'Shea say? Celebrate beauty over negativity. What's the beautiful thing? Just like what Latanya was talking about, VV Embroidery Queen. What was she saying? It's like, I can see spirit in the failure. Spirit is letting me know. Because let me tell you, one of my favorite old dudes says, sometimes a block is a blessing. All right. Sometimes a block is a blessing because you thought you were supposed to do one thing and it's not your destiny to do that thing. It just seemed like a good idea, wherever you got it from, but that wasn't actually your destiny. And isn't it a gift to be blocked from something that you weren't born to do so that you can be available for the thing that you were supposed to do? Isn't it a blessing that you've been blocked from being in a relationship, no matter if it's love or friendship, familial, doesn't matter, that you're blocked from being in that? It just didn't work out because then it's going to open up an opportunity for you in some other way, even if the opportunity is a lesson that you needed to learn. So, failure is a part of success. If there's something that you need to just go on ahead and put down, just stop doing it. It's okay. What have you learned from it? And now it's time to focus on a new direction. All right. Mhm. That's it. A heart attack and 3 cardiac arrests. Okay. I knew there was a 3 in there. Yes, she has a higher purpose, the high priestess. Oh, yeah. It's crazy. It's been a year. It's been a year, Christina. Bless what I saw and felt I truly understand this. She's been on fire ever since. Yes, Queen. Ayoka, I'm calling this my Renaissance year. I became a mother at 17. So I never got to go through the years where I put myself first. And this year I'm doing that and going after everything I dreamed of. Yes. Oh, I love that Renaissance year. Have been feeling this heavy this week, smacking myself like, stop that, sis. Yes, 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 yes. We've got to be our own best cheerleaders. We are so good at being our own best critics, aren't we? Y'all remember, for those who can remember this time, we would watch the TV movie critics. Those two men would come on, they'd watch the movie. Well, we're both of them in our own lives criticizing us. Our lives is the movie. And we are just did this and then. But we got to learn how to be our own cheerleader. Why can't we do that? We've got to learn how to do what that O'Shea says. How can you take something negative and make it into compost? Because we know once we create that compost, it's rich in minerals and nutrients for new plants to grow. So your all the things, all the failures, all the hurts and the pains, all the things that we desired to have in our lives that we never had, we get to turn that into compost, because a lot of us got a lot of dead trees that we're carrying around inside of ourselves. And so now we get to take that and turn it into, I'm just pulling up a card. We get to turn it into these beautiful flowers. And look at this card, nurturance. We get to nurture ourselves and get to love ourselves and our dreams and our hopes and the new things that are there. All right. And again, this is what leads to, when we allow the decay to happen, this is what actually leads to the abundance. When we don't allow the decay to happen. I know it's so hard for us to deal with the loss and the negativity. It's kind of like, no, 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 no. That's how we feel about it. But when we're able to be with it, then it's like something sloughs off. Think about a snake. A snake cannot stay in that same skin. It has to molt so that it can release the old skin and now be a new snake, move around, fit in it, right? We don't even feel good. It's like I have on misfitted clothes, right? When we don't let that O'Shea energy decompose and decay and just let it go. We're walking around feeling like, oh, I don't have on the right thing. Something doesn't feel right. Well, this week we're going to be given that opportunity. Okay. So ultimately, what we want to do this week is be centered. Okay. Ultimately, this week we want to be centered. So let's see. Oh, this is Mars and Aries. So this is an Aries card. So it says here, this regally robed woman is spiritually centered in her world. She holds the radiant wisdom of life in her hands. Do you have the radiant wisdom of life in your hands? Are you holding it there? She is the powerful example of living and functioning from one's core point of spirit. She is unwavering faith and self-discipline, unmoved by the illusions of the world around her. I'm going to say that again. She is unwavering faith and self-discipline, unmoved by the illusions of the world around her. Just last night, I was telling the ladies in the Eleke initiation, you got to have faith. It's one of the keys to self-mastery. If you haven't gotten my Goddess Toolkit, get it. And I have in there my 4 keys to self-mastery. And one of those keys is faith. Another one is devotion, which I relate to this discipline. Okay. How devoted are you to your spiritual practice? And the more we hold that radiant wisdom within our hands, and what is the wisdom? It's the oracle. It's listening to the teachings. It's all the things that help lead, guide, and direct us, right? When you're holding that in your hands, this is how you begin to have that faith, all right? Regardless of the inner turmoil or the chaos that the world brings, she is centered in the light of consciousness within the darkness of the world, unshakable and serene. Who needs this? This radiant woman is here to honor the power of light within you. Okay? She is here to remind you to not underestimate its influence. The power of your light has influence. You are light. It is your true center. Are you connected to the light within? Continue to make time to develop your spiritual practice daily. As you dwell within the core of who you truly are, let it expand. You live in the world with genuine power and authority, in communion with Source, centered and unmoved by the chaos of the world. So, are you unmoved by the chaos of the world right now? And what is going to do that is being centered within yourself and knowing that you're connected to a higher universal power. Nothing like today's world is calling us into having that higher faith, eh? Yes, my motto for life. I call them blessings in disguise. I say, oh. I just posted on my YouTube a video I did of having gratitude for the things that you prayed for that didn't manifest in your life. Y'all bringing it. With my business, I keep getting blocks, but I'm learning that they are not blocks. They are redirection and examination on what to do next. Exactly. Then I ask my spirit team and Ori to direct me. Ah, Shay. Oh, yes. Love that. Love that. It's the year of the snake. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, I need to look into that. Thank you, Dark Diza. I didn't even remember that. I need and have been releasing fear, uncertainty, and bringing full confidence in myself and my abilities. Ashe, oh. So just keep doing what you're doing, making sure you're doing that spiritual work and we are living it. That's the main thing. It's like we learn it and then we have to apply it through how we act in the world, how we show up in the world, um, how we interact with other people. Yeah, and you know what? Going back to this centering, the one thing that I know is when you are living according to that higher wisdom and you're working to live out, you're working to do this spiritual growth and development, there is a natural centering that happens for you. So I want y'all to understand there are going to be times when we feel fearful, but I want you to take note of, is the fear less because you're studying and you're determined you're going to live out this wisdom, you're going to live out your destiny, because eventually sometimes it'll start shifting. It's like whatever that negative emotion is that's been creating blocks for you, once you start standing in truth, you'll feel its effects less. And that's a win. The fact that you still feel fearful is not that you're not doing it. If you feel less fearful as you move forward, then that means that you're actually doing the work. Okay. It's not about perfection ever. It is largely about um continuing to practice everything. And eventually one day, to a certain degree, you become masterful at that thing. So this is a week where I just think it's a lot of healing work that will be happening. A lot of call to do your spiritual practice. To You want to do your spiritual practice and see how centered you can stay in the world. You want to be so connected to spirit and your own inner light that you want to see, are you, it's never that we don't care. We're citizens of the world. I will never ever come on here and make it seem like it doesn't matter what's going on out there. I used to hate it when it seemed like that's what spiritual people would say. Oh, none of that matters out there. Well, why are we here? What are we doing? As a priestess of the sacred feminine mysteries, I made a commitment to be of service to the world. What are we doing? Why are we here? Why do we have these gifts and these talents if we're not going to be using them as citizens of the world? But there still has to be a level of, and this is what I was telling somebody the other day. Yeah, there's a lot of days I look at what's happening and I will feel scared and fearful and nervous. And then the very next thing I say is, but none of these people are greater than the supreme deity, the supreme energy of this world. And that is where I find my peace. Before they were here, it was here. Before there was anything, there was the higher supreme energy, right? So that to me is where we can is what makes us impervious to what's going on. It's because we're walking in spirit. Spirit is leading, guiding, and directing our every footstep. All right. So walk in that power. Wherever you need to be shedding and letting something go, let it go. And then, we just have so much energy of new beginnings. What's a new thing that you need to be doing right now? And make sure you're doing your spiritual work and practices. I want to see what it looks like on the screen. Oh, okay. You can see it right over there. Okay. My eyes can't see all that, so I have to pull everything up. Yes. Life path 9. Oh, is this a 9 year? Yes, it has to be 9 because last year was 8. I'm a 9 also. Huh, maybe, yeah, I need to think about that. Wow. Where am I on my um I'm at a 5. A personal 5 year. I'm releasing old values and finding my own. I'm in the reconstruction phase of my foundation. That is so good. I love that. I love that. Yes. I've been working on my Virgo-ness of perfection and just flow with consistency. Seems like you're a Pisces rising. So yes, flow, flow, flow to counteract that Virgo. So it's kind of hard right now for Virgos though. It's maybe, yeah, letting go of some of that perfectionism is a good thing because that South Node is there. So yeah. All right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. Mm. You're a life path 9 also? Wow, that's deep. Yeah, I'm a life path 9 also. Okay, Pisces rising. Yeah. Um, so yes, I'm going to run. This has been wonderful. I think I'm going to change what time I come on because I'm like, oh, this is a great time. So yeah, maybe I'm going to change it to 11 Eastern time. I think I came on about think it was somewhere between 9:30 and 10 my time. So 10:30 and 11 Eastern time. So yeah. Okay, thank y'all so so much. I appreciate you. I hope that this wisdom will support you as you go about your week. I look forward to hearing how it plays out for you, and I would say this is great. This is a great reading. This is we kind of need this time because it's even though we had retrograde energy, it was just a lot. It was a lot ever since I want to say it was October. I think Mercury went retrograde in October. Mercury went retrograde in November. Mars went retrograde in December. Jupiter was already retrograde. Venus went retrograde. Then Mercury went retrograde again. Eclipses are happening. um 2 big planets moving into new sign. We just need a moment. We just need a moment. And I'm going to tell y'all, take advantage of this moment because Jupiter moves into Cancer next month. That's a big shift. Jupiter stays in a sign for 1 year. So, it's a big planet moving into a new sign. Big deal. Good news is it's what is called exalted in it's exalted in Cancer. So it's really, really good. I am so, so grateful. I am so grateful. Um, and then I think it's August. Uranus moves into Gemini. Ah. Let's see here. Uranus, is it September? Mm, Is it July? It's July. It's July. So June, Jupiter moves into Cancer. July, Uranus moves into Gemini. Take advantage of this break this week, okay? Take advantage of this break. I love it. All right. I'm gonna turn on some music as I'm not gonna go off until I show all the what do you call it? What song am I gonna play? I think I'm gonna play one of my belly dance songs. I like this one a lot. I don't know why I like this one, I just do. Oh, thank you. I needed to see all this in astrology and the reading all on point. Yay! You are so welcome, Queen. It's my honor. Love you, Queen. Thinking about you. Giving thanks that you're still here. I would be lost without you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you came back. And we celebrate life with you. We celebrate life with you. Love you. Yes. Thank you. It's going to be good for all the Cancerians. Get ready. Oh, nice. Love that. Ooh, with grace and ease. Oh, yeah, with grace and ease. DJ, much love to you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, dear one. Thank you all so, so much. I appreciate you. You'll be hearing from me again soon. All right, peace.